Welcome back, guys. So today we're gonna go ahead and show you guys how to wash a very dirty off-roading truck. Now, we didn't go mudding, but we did go off-roading, so that way you can see all this dirt. We did ceramic coat it. So now we're gonna go ahead and show you guys how to maintain it and how to go about using the products, tools, and what I actually do to get this back in good shape. So we're gonna do the engine. We're not gonna do a very deep clean. We are gonna just go ahead and just more of rinsing it down and light scrubs, but that's about it. Main focus is going to be the paint, the undercarriage, and then on the interior we're going to go ahead and just use the air compressor, vacuum, and wipe it down. So mainly it's just for the paint and undercarriage today. So today the soap we're going to be using is Pro Choice Snowstorm, and this has a nice marbling effect. It's pH neutral, so you can be in the sun and not worry about it staining or messing up the actual paint. So today we're gonna go ahead and put about 2 to 3 ounces on our foam cannon, rinse it down, then foam it, then rinse that down, and then start doing the contact wash. And once we're done putting it in the foam cannon, you're gonna see how well it foams. So now I got my soap and I got my measuring cup. I'm gonna go ahead and fill this up. So every 30 milliliters is 1 ounce, 60 is 2 ounces, and we're gonna give it a little bit more. Give it to a good little 90. It's 3 ounces. So 3 ounces. We're going to put this to the side, fill up our MJJC foam cannon. Shout out to those guys for sending us a foam cannon to go ahead and review. And go ahead and put the soap. You guys can visually see. Now we're going to fill this up with a little bit more water, stir it up a little bit, and that will be in both of these foam cannons. Look at that. It's like a marble effect. Look at that. Zoom in on that stuff. Look at that. It's crazy. So first and foremost, you want to go ahead and rinse the actual undercarriage and then rinse the wheels. So we're going to go ahead and rinse that down right now. Hey, peep the frame though. The frame is all coated. So I'm using Knockout for the tires. And then I'm gonna go ahead and use Breaker for the actual wheels. For the actual tire process, you guys already know, my favorite is using a towel method. So go ahead and hit that up real quick. Mop it all up. Now the reason why I use a towel, because I feel like it's the most safest way to actually not scratch the actual rim, and then I feel like it strips it all and gathers it all on the actual tire rather than just a brush kind of just smearing it around. Then I always rinse them right before I actually put them back in here to make sure all my tools are clean. So we're gonna go ahead and hit this up real quick. We're gonna use some foam to go ahead and allow the actual surface, well, the actual product to dwell in there a little bit longer. When that's done, you get your easy detail brush, scrub it inside. Knock all that grime. Get the leaf springs. Get the frame a little bit. And rinse it off. And one thing that I would say on if a car that you're going to be servicing is as dirty as this, or if not dirtier, when they do go off-roading, you do want to go ahead and make sure that you get all these little intricate areas that you typically would say, oh, they're typically clean. These for sure, every little nook and cranny is going to be dirty because they might have went through a little river, mud or something. So just be mindful of getting every crack and crevice. That's what's going to set you guys apart. Make sure that you charge accordingly because these things do take a little longer than usual. So yeah, keep that in the back of your mind because you're gonna be here for a little while sometimes. That's my face brush from Max Shine. Now another easy detail brush to get in the back of the wheel. Rinse that off. That in the bucket, and now we go ahead and just rinse everything off. Let's see how it looks. Smack back. So now we already rinsed the wheels, lightly touched the undercarriage. Now we're going to go ahead and rinse the top and the actual engine. You want to make sure, the key thing here is to make sure that engine is cool to the touch, or at least as close as possible, because you do not want to go ahead and do it right after you're actually done driving it or the client's done driving it, because it's going to actually create like the headers and certain pieces like the motor, the block. It's going to be very, very hot. A whole lot of steam's going to come, and then sometimes you can actually mess up things like that. So you want to make sure it's cool. And older cars, you want to just look at for like alternators, intakes and stuff like that, and electrical areas. Just want to be mindful. You don't want to just put this directly on it, but yeah, just be careful. Now that I got it done from the center, you want to go from the sides, both sides, so that we can get all the other areas that you couldn't get from hitting it directly on. So in this stage, if it was really, really greasy, super dirty, in this case now, where it's already rinsed, you have two options. Either foam it down and scrub it, or put the degreaser, then foam, then start agitating. For right now, the way the condition is, it doesn't need the full degreasing, so we're gonna go ahead and just foam it, scrub it down, rinse it, inspect it. Now, once you're done with that inspection, you can gauge if you need to do it another time or it's good as is. So that's what we're gonna go ahead and do for this one. We're just gonna foam it and go from there. Now that that's done, let it sit for a couple seconds and then start getting your brushes ready. So we're gonna go ahead and use the easy detail brushes again. This one's for mopping up more at the top. This is gonna get more in the intricate areas. And you can still use your standard towel and your little brush. So come along, I want to show you guys that when you go off-roading, you're gonna have this tendency of dirt get in here. So always recommend a client always use this clutch or some type of ceramic, so that way when it gets time to clean it up, it's a lot easier than having to scrub it down and really get everything down. So hopefully right now when we go ahead and rinse it all down, the clutch that we do have on here is gonna help break all that stuck on dirt right now. So one thing I do want to mention, so when they're off-roading, a lot of these guys, they go through a lot of sand and stuff. So a lot of sand always gets built up in here. So when you're blowing it out, you're always gonna have a lot of sand and stuff like that. So come around, check this out. Right here is just leftover dirt and sand that came from inside here. So right now when I push it out, you're gonna see a little bit more come out. So now we're gonna go ahead and give it a pre-foam and let it dwell. And then rinse that off and then start a contact wash. So now we're just gonna wait about 2-3 minutes, let it sit, and then rinse it off, go to town. And sometimes, you know, you like to be a little extra, you can do one of these. Check it out, check it out. Good foam. Remember guys, this is the throwaway towel, so we just do the bottom edges. So now we're gonna go ahead and use the actual wash mitt to do the actual top pieces. Using the auto fiber wash mitt. So, just took the towel out the bag. Now we're gonna go just mop it all up. The majority of this water, and then the rest of it, we're gonna just go ahead and blow it out. Now, it's important to always use a high quality microfiber towel for the fact that it prevents it from scratching the surface with the good quality of GSMs and microfibers. And then it helps that you have a bigger towel also